For class 9, today our activity is formation of mixture and second activity is separation of substances. We take numbers of the beakers and in that beaker we fill water. When we add, and that the first material which is sugar, when we mix it, then initially what we see, the sugar crystal deposited on downside. But when we dissolve it, then the sugar crystal gets easily dissolved. And after that dissolving, that sugar with water form homogeneous mixture. When we add rice with water, then what we see beta? When we dissolve it, then rice could not be dissolved, but rice gets soaked the water. Clear? When we add sand in water, then what will happen beta? Then beta, that appearance is present as like a muddy. As like a muddy, it means sand have contained mud. So that's why its appearance appear as like a muddy water and the sand gets deposited on downside. When we dissolve it, then that time it can't be dissolved. When we add flour with water, then what will happen beta? It also mix with water. It also mixed with water, but large particles could not mix. And it shows the appearance as a light milky appearance. When we add salt with water, then beta what we see? Salt gets easily dissolved in water. Salt gets easily dissolved in water. Clear? When we add the chalk powder, then what we see beta? Initially, what we see, chalk particles gets present at the upper surface. When it gets wetted, then chalk particle gets settled down. And when we mix it, then what will appear? As like a milky appearance. When we add oil in water, what will appear beta? When we add oil in water, then oil could not be deposited, but oil float on the water surface. When we add lemon juice, what we see beta? Lemon juice easily gets dissolved in water. Lemon gets easily dissolved in water. When we add vinegar, then what we see beta? Vinegar easily dissolved in water and it gets so similarity with the water color. It means it behaves like as a transparent color. Clear? Now beta, that is the first condition. What types of mixture? Then beta, initially we study when we add two different components, then if they get easily dissolved, they generally form homogeneous mixture. If they can't dissolve, then they form heterogeneous mixture. Now beta, activity number second, separation of substances. How you separate two different substances? Now we do another word. Here what we take in beta, that is the rice. Rice we mix with chalk powder. Then how we separate rice grains from chalk powder? Then beta, we started another process, sieving. And we use at our home sievers. By that we take that mixture and when we sieve it like this, then what we find? Chalk powder gets deposited at downside. Now beta, you can see here what is the appear, that is the chalk powder. If the particle size remain same, then they can't be separated by the sieving process. If the particle size are differ, then they can be separated easily. Now beta, another process we get use this method with the mixing of sugar and salt. When we mix sugar and salt, then what we see? When we sieve it, then what we appear beta? Salt particles gets deposited at a downside. Now beta, you can see here what is appear? Here beta, salt powder. Clear? Then beta, if we take like this of material, okay, and we take general methods of, then what we see beta? When we pour this solution, then what we find? In this solution, when we separate it, then rice grains are deposited in this water and water gets separated. Clear? Then beta, that methods which are used for separation of mixture, that is belongs with the general methods. And that general methods are generally hand picking, sieving, winnowing, filtration and decantation. Clear?